So we are well underway this fall and brand new Game Pass games are coming, but potentially the biggest Game Pass game of all time will be coming out next month. We also have the remaining September Game Pass games to look at. I'm Sonny, your host here at Xbox Central, and we start this off with Wargroove 2. Now, if you're not familiar with this type of game, if you've ever played Advance Wars, you're going to feel right at home with this one. This is a top-down strategy adventure game that has you leading a group of heroes who must stop an ambitious faction from trying to acquire a technology that can rule the land. Now, you're going to have a commander with a unique special skill that helps you turn the tide of battle. The game also features a full roguelike single-player mode. There's also a full online and local co-op with up to 4 players, and you can actually face each other in versus battles if you want to do that, but like I said, you can actually play together as well. The game is quite diverse, and since its launch last year, it has enjoyed a lot of positive reviews from players. Wargroove 2 lands on September 19th on Game Pass. Now, Train Sim World 5 is the perfect game for anyone who loves simulation games or just wants to try their hands at managing trains. Now, in this latest entry, you get to explore new challenges and take on different roles and manage trains through iconic cities like London, Frankfurt, and even Los Angeles. And it's really more immersive than ever, giving you a hands-on experience of what it's like to be in charge of trains in a bustling urban environment. Now, what makes the game even cooler, guys, is that you can step into the shoes of a train conductor and you'll be checking tickets, managing train operations, and ensuring passengers have a smooth and safe journey. Now, it's got new routes and challenges, and it's really an exciting way to learn about trains while having fun. Train Sim World 5 is hitting Game Pass on September 17th. So Frostpunk 2 is the long-awaited sequel to the hit city building survival game, that original one, and if that game was your thing, you're going to be excited to know that this one is going to take everything that you loved about that original one, but it's going to take it up a notch. There will be new problems that you'll have to deal with, as it's been 30 years since the last game, and the population's grown and the resources are running dangerously low, and the whole of society's been really divided into all these factions and even cults. So the stakes are just going to be much higher. Now, it's no longer about just keeping them safe from the cold, but it's now going to also be about really just keeping them from tearing each other apart. But besides new problems, the sequel also brings in new gameplay mechanics and improvements like the ability to create districts or zones rather than just individual buildings. And the tech and law systems have also been really revamped, making it harder to pass laws and maintain order. You'll also have to have these sharp negotiation skills to really manage these rebellions, these riots, and even the natural disasters, dealing with those, all while trying to keep your city from falling apart. This one is set to drop on PC Game Pass on September 20th. There's still no word when it's coming to the consoles, but hopefully it'll be maybe just later this year. So Ara History Untold is really one of the more exciting strategy games that's come out this year. This one isn't just about fighting and conquering like you see really with a lot of games in the genre, but it's more about being a leader and guiding your developing nation through different eras and civilizations. It's about making the tough decisions as you manage resources and you build settlements and you ensure your people thrive in a constantly evolving world. And of course, you'll still be fighting those battles, but you'll also be making diplomatic moves and open trades and make allies, and of course even play some politics. The game does offer multiplayer that lets you compete with friends or strangers from all around the world, and what's really interesting is it features this really unique simultaneous like turn mechanic where everyone submits their actions at once and it gets all resolved at the same time. This one does drop on PC Game Pass on September 24th. Now, one of the most anticipated games of I think maybe all time coming to Game Pass is Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and the open beta recently went live, letting players test out multiplayer modes and the latest weapons, gadgets, and the new exciting feature, the omnidirectional movement. This edition has been really a blast, and I kind of think it could shake up the FPS genre in a big way. Now, from what I experienced, the map design, the class system, and the overall gameplay felt really polished and it felt really fun. Now, while multiplayer does seem to be in great shape, I think I might be even more excited about the campaign because it just really sounds really interesting and just intense. And we will be getting our hands on the full release, something we have never seen on Game Pass of a game of this magnitude and this just caliber. It will be releasing on October 25th, coming as a day one Game Pass for both PC and consoles. So we have some DLC for Everspace 2. This has been kind of around Game Pass for some time. It's finally getting its first major expansion called Titans. This new expansion promises to bring 2 brand new storylines to this fast-paced spaceship shooter. It's got some new space encounters for the pilots, and players will be able to fight new enemies, tackle new traps, and of course enjoy some replayable content. Everspace 2 Titans is set to release September 16th. So Remnant 2 came out as this really super unique mix of Souls-like, a looter shooter, and those hack and slash elements, and it's really stood out since its release, But over the past year, it's received 2 major DLCs, but now the third and final expansion, The Dark Horizon, is on its way, and it promises to be one of the more expansive ones yet. Players will be returning to the spooky world of Enerud or something, I can't pronounce that very well. Well, they'll be tasked with uncovering the mysteries of a new and powerful entity. Now, as far as I know, there'll be challenges, new dungeons, new enemies, and a lot more items to discover. Also, along with the DLC, there's a free update that introduces a boss rush mode, allowing you to take on a series of bosses just back to back for some really high stakes action. Plus, there's some quality of life improvements and more goodies to look forward to. Now, if you guys were a fan of Remnant 2, this expansion is going to be a good one and a good final one to really get into. But if you haven't played it, I encourage it. It's one of my top Game Pass games on the entire subscription, and you want to give this game a shot, and this is a good time with this new free DLC. So we're getting another awesome update with Dead Island 2. This is a free update for Game Pass users. It's going to introduce a brand new cooperative horde mode called Neighborhood Watch with its latest patch 6. In this game mode, you and your friends will team up to take on waves of zombies. And I mean, this is a game that's extremely fun playing the game solo, and really just beating the crap out of monsters, but doing this with friends sounds really thrilling. The reveal trailer looked really awesome, and the best part is we're not gonna have to wait too long for this. Neighborhood Watch drops on October 22nd, and Dead Island 2 is already out on Game Pass. So September might have been a little bit of a slow time for Game Pass, but there's some exciting news on the horizon. Microsoft has announced that they'll be joining the Tokyo Game Show this year, and Xbox is promising to showcase some awesome upcoming games from Xbox Studios, Bethesda, and Activision Blizzard. On top of that, we'll also get to see some exciting third-party titles, including new Game Pass games coming as well. We might even get a chance to see some glimpses of highly anticipated games like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, the latest Doom entry, and more. Tokyo Game Show will be broadcast on the 26th of September, so we'll definitely keep an eye out. So NHL 24 actually had kind of like a bad reputation. It disappointed a lot of players, but NHL 25 promises to bring you really the best skating hockey experience you can get, taking on new skating animations, better controls, improved team management, and of course enhanced AI. What's more interesting is that like every year we're actually going to get a 10-hour free trial for the game, so if you're not feeling confident whether the game's worth your money, you can at least go ahead and give this out with a 10-hour trial and see if you really enjoy it this year. So there's some exclusive benefits in Overwatch 2 that are coming for Game Pass users specifically, including 6 new hero skins, 30 mythic prisms, additional 10% XP boost, and a selection of Overwatch 2 cosmetics from past seasons. If you guys have never tried Overwatch 2, guys, I highly suggest it. It's for me my most played competitive shooter, especially over like the last 10 years that I've gotten to play. I mean, this is just a blast. It's a great game to just hop in, play for a bit, and then just hop out when you're done, and you can just pick up and play anytime. And the cool thing is this game is just full of unique heroes and abilities, and it's really just a different shooter that you're just not going to find out there. This one will arrive, those Game Pass perks, on September 7th. So Fallout 76 is getting a huge update where you can build your own caravan empire alongside a revamped legendary craft system. This update is now available to play. Now for those who are football or soccer fans, we have EA Sports FC 25 early access trial available September 20th. You're going to get 10 free hours to play, and there's a welcome pack that's available until August 31st. We also have the final story chapter happening for Persona 3 Reload. This is actually coming in with 30 hours of gameplay, more than 30 hours. This is a brand new story-based DLC, so tons of new content. And again, all these updates are available for free if you're a Game Pass user. Now, finally, we have Shatterspace, and this is not going to be available via Game Pass, and I'm a little bummed by that, but they did announce that you can get 10% off with this new expansion, I guess, if you're a Game Pass user. It's bringing in a new planet, a new threat, and you're going to be finding out more info about the House of Varun's hidden homeworld. And there's also new weapons and spacesuits and a lot more. And I gotta say, I wish it was on Game Pass, but either way, I'll be looking forward to playing this one. And the very last thing I want to cover, guys, is that there's a lot of games leaving Game Pass. I think this is the most I've seen all year in regards to like the quantity of games. And the crazy part is these are really good games like Valheim, Phoenix Wright, and more. These will be leaving September 30th.